Right guys, it's Jacob from Stringbuzz here, stringbuzz.org being the music journalism site, and links are in the description down below. And if you're wondering why this is a bit of a different video and that we've got a gig review, well, this is actually a segment that is very old now. It's over a year, 2 years old at this point. When music season first started, there were 3 or 4 gig reviews put up because that's when we were consistently going to these sort of major gigs. We were often offered tickets by independent groups to go see them live and stuff, but we've had, bigger gig opportunities to go see, and we like putting a little review up just to, if you're interested in buying tickets for these certain people, we're going to give you our opinion on whether you should or shouldn't. So for this first gig review up on YouTube, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to regain my voice at the moment. Obviously long night, didn't get back until sort of 12:30 it was about 1 in the morning, I would have said that I probably got back. So if I'm sounding a little kerfuffled and all that sort of stuff, because I'm trying to do this all in one take without looking at anything on the laptop or anything like that. Because if you might, go back to my last video and see the WordPress rant, because you'll know that actually nothing's being posted to the site just for a little while whilst I sort out a whole ton of different things. So anyways, on to the topic here, and we obviously went to see Jack Garratt and Seramic live yesterday in O2 Academy, Birmingham. It's a venue I've been to a couple of times. It's always been pretty decent there. I've never really had a problem there. Often the lines are a bit insane for particular acts, especially when they're sold out. And I do get the feeling that sometimes, even though this wasn't the case this time around, that they do let, even though they let people in, through the doors at the right time, on the time which is said on the tickets. I just feel if they opened them slightly earlier and things were slightly better organised, then some people wouldn't be missing the majority of the first act. And I don't think this happened this time around, which was quite good. Luckily, as you'll see by some of the footage, which I should sort of scrimp into this video, we managed to get to right at the front of the stage. We were right there underneath his nose, so that was already great. So starting with the night, we had Seramic performing, and they were a group which I heard some recordings of and thought, they're all right, just another support group, really. But these guys completely blew me away live. I really didn't expect these guys to be so good. They actually gave Jack Garratt a run for his money for, talent. I felt the singer had a brilliant voice. I'm so surprised that I haven't heard of him before, because his voice is honestly incredible. He had such a range. That I don't know why I looked over there. Sorry, I'm getting paranoia here. Then there was a synthesizer as well who played the bass. He was awesome at both instruments. Sounded really good, really epic sounding music these guys created. The drummer was a bit, substandard. I mean, 4/4 beats and nothing really that exciting, but he did his job well. And then we had some backing singers who added a lot of energy. But their music in general was really good. It sort of sounded like a mix between Jamiroquai, Jack Garratt, and another big sort of synth pop funk sort of bands, and they sounded really good, and I really enjoyed them. Although their set was a bit short, it was only about 25 minutes long, it was pretty good. And then we had to wait like an hour 15, hour and a half until Jack Garratt came on, which was a bit, that's, you're beginning to hit, a bit of tardiness when you get to that point. But luckily, we soldiered on through it. It did get quite hot at the front of the stage, which is probably why I'm still quite exhausted now, because I got quite dehydrated last night. And Jack Garratt came on and honestly really stole the show. I thought he did a really excellent job that evening. He's again proving why he's probably one of the best people, one of the best pop music artists around at the moment. I know he's not really just pop, and he's got aspects of blues and he's got aspects of drum and bass in him, but I define him as a pop artist because I think he makes poppier type tracks. But he's definitely proven that he's one of the most talented acts around at the moment. He had just so much showmanship throughout. He was always interactive with the audience, which is always brilliant for a big act to be. Really gets you enthralled in the performance. And he showcased some great guitar abilities. A lot of it seemed to be improvisation, but I still really enjoyed it. Each song sounded great, almost sounded like it was a studio recording, proving how he's got such an incredible live voice. He was just banging away, and everything. So much energy, I felt. That was the best part of it. There was so much energy throughout. Nothing felt like it was lumbering on or dragging on or like he was tiring. He just seemed passionate. And to hear him address people, like, if you bought my music illegally, he said he doesn't care. He just loves doing his job. And to see someone so passionate about touring and having a good time whilst doing so, despite, he also admitted that he's getting a bit homesick and stuff. To see someone that raw on stage is always brilliant. Again, it just gets you enthused about the act. It gets you to connect with them, and I think that's brilliant. I felt a connection throughout the whole thing, and I think everybody else did in the crowd. And I think the crowd sounded brilliant as well. I think they were really attentive to what he was saying, and and got involved at the right times. And I just think it was genuinely a really good show. It's definitely up there with some of the best shows I've seen this year and probably the last 5 years or so. So I'd probably give Ceramic out of 10, probably about a 6.5 to 7. I'm going to give them a 7. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here because I thought everything sounded really, really good. I thought, you know, musicality-wise, they were brilliant, and I thought they didn't really miss any notes live, and then the energy was also brilliant. But I will say that some of the mixing was a little bit strange. It was a bit too loud, which I don't normally say. Some instruments seemed a bit too bassy and stuff, that there was this warble that sort of it cut across everything. It sort of swamped everything, rather. So I think with slightly better mixing and stuff which is, you know, the guitar was often quite quiet and the oscillators often sounded, you know, a bit dodgy. But I think if, you know, with some slightly better mixing, these guys, I could quite easily see them headlining a big show like this. And to be honest, if they're not headlining O2 Birmingham in the coming few years, I'd be really shocked, actually. These guys are really talented. And then I've got to give Jack Garratt 8.5 out of 10. The only thing I could really say for him to improve is, I mean, he was performing his first album, let's be honest here. He's not got a wealth of content to perform to an audience, and he's only been around for a little while in the big scene. And, you know, he's only going to grow, and for him to be knocking out performances as good as this is just quite astonishing, really. So I definitely recommend you go out, you buy tickets for these guys, because you're going to have, it doesn't matter what background you're from or what type of music you really enjoy, because they're just such a different, I mean, it's so difficult to even comment on them because there's no comparison to both acts. They're really unique and really individualized and so talented. I can't reiterate enough how talented they are. So I definitely recommend you go out, you buy tickets for his next tour, whatever. They probably won't be that expensive, I don't imagine. I mean, I got a free ticket for this one, so that's even better. And I, you know, recommend you see them. So if you like this review, then leave a like. Like I said, links are in the description down below. Subscribe if you want to see more, and you should have some footage coming next. I'll see you around next time. Bye-bye.
Was it for real? Damn sure. What must the deal? Look pretty good, like 24 or so. She came.